Hey everybody, welcome back. Today we're taking a look at two new affordable multi-tools from Nextool. Alright everybody, welcome back. So if you remember I want to say a couple months ago, I picked up the Nextool Flagship Pro. And I was just absolutely floored by the quality of this thing. I mean, this is just as good as any Leatherman I've ever used. I have used the heck out of this thing. I've used it in a bunch of different situations. I've carried it semi-daily. And I gotta say, it's a pretty darn good tool. Recently I took it apart, cleaned it up a little bit with some Q-tips and some oil and kind of wiped it down. And the thing is still, it's still razor sharp, still working great, still perfect. So, been very impressed with it, and I decided to check out some of their new stuff. Mainly what I'm going to be going over is some of the features of these new tools from them. And these are two brand new. One is the Black Knight, and the other is the Sailor Pro. And they are a really, really good deal. I mean, we're talking, under $40, under $32 for both of these. So that's a definite budget-friendly item. Really got to say, I'm really impressed with their tools. They do a good job, and the stuff holds up very well. So the first one we're going to look at is probably the one that I'm the most interested in when I saw both of these, and that's the Nextool Black Knight here. Alright, so let's get into the Nextool Black Knight here. This one here, I'll give you a close-up look of it. Look at it, I should say. A nice pocket clip on there. And that's what I got to say so far with the other Nextool that I had. The pocket clip has been flawless. Hasn't bent, hasn't gotten loose, didn't come loose up here. I always hate when they only have one screw up here, and then the thing starts moving around. This is doubly protected there with a secondary screw held in. You got your pliers, your basic, open that up, pliers in there. Now these aren't replaceable, okay? But this is meant to be a smaller, lighter, everyday carry type companion for you. As you can tell, it's a whole lot smaller and thinner than the Nextool Flagship Pro. So this is meant to be more of an everyday carry type tool. It has 11 tools total in it, and we'll read them off to you in a second here because I could never possibly remember it. You've got a combination of scissors. Yes, it has the big scissors on it. I love that. Pliers, comfortable, sharp knife. You can use your knives, screwdrivers, bottle openers, can openers, all in one. Really small in size compared to most multi-tools, but really strong in functions, and I really like that. So for any tools, any kind of projects like cutting, twisting, screwing, peeling, whatever, this is your tool. Let me show you those scissors, because I absolutely love the way they come out. I'm going to have to move this a little closer to me the way I have things set up here today. Okay. Now you're going to pull them off the top here, like that. Close this up. Got it closed up. Now I'm going to show you how these come out, because I had to close that up off camera, pushed against me. Okay, there's your scissors. A real pair of scissors. Yes, that's right, folks. It's so nice to have a decent pair of scissors on a multi-tool. A lot of times the smaller ones are kind of an afterthought. They don't necessarily work as well. These things are awesome. This guy has it too, and that's how I found out about him. You can see the scissors have a ruler on them on the Flagship Pro. But it's just amazing to have a full-size pair of scissors. Not that you do a ton of cutting, but when you're working with a little tiny, maybe this long scissors and really thin blades, it's not as easy. Anything I need to cut here, I can cut. And it does have that little spring rebound to it, which I really, really like. So that's the first feature that I absolutely love on it. It folds up right back in the handle. Let's open up all the rest of it and show you what everything is. Alright, so I got everything open. Of course, we saw the scissors. You have your awl. You have a knot untier as well down there. Very handy for untangling knots. Nice little bottle opener there. Flathead screwdriver. You have a saw, of course. I got to be careful. That's a very, very sharp blade. Let's close all this down, and I will show you the saw blade there. Nicely done, really thick. Now this is something interesting here. You'll notice this piece here. Let me close the rest of the tool down here. Really stink if I cut my finger off doing this. This is a kind of odd little shaped thing on the end, right? Well, here's what it's for. You're going to be putting this in here, and then you can use any of all these bits, or any standard sized bit. Give you an example here. There we go. Right in through there. Really convenient to use. And you can switch out. Now having that with a multi-tool brings the multi-tool to a whole nother level. Any multi-tool you got with all these different tools on it, definitely handy. And doesn't make you work with a little tiny, the ones they put on these that are like half half a Phillips screwdriver and you're sitting there screwing and it's jumping. This is actually full, nicely done. You see all the different blades and the blades, all the different bits you're going to get. You even have a couple of, it looks like star bits or Torx bits, not sure. So, definitely a cool little feature. I like having that there. That's very, very handy. The steel on this is mainly, it's a 5CR15 MOV alloy steel. The blade is made of 420 J2 steel, and the rest of the tools are 3CR13 steel. If you know what those steels are, more power to you. But it does hold up. I gotta say again, I've been using the heck out of my old Flagship Pro. I haven't had any issues. I've had to like strop it a few times on the blade. Other than that, no problem at all. Definitely a nice little system. So let's test out the knife really quick. And I haven't sharpened it yet. Haven't done anything to it. I just got a piece of wood here. I'm just going to see how well that cuts. Yeah, that's doing a really nice job on the wood. No problem at all. Let's try it out on a piece of paper here. Let me grab a piece of paper off my wall here. All right. Really quickly. And you can see it just sails through that really, really easily. So I am impressed with the knife and the tools so far. That is the Black Knight. They run $30.99. Very, very simple. 11.3 ounces. 5.5 inches by 2.86 inches by 1.373 inches in thickness. Definitely handy for everyday carry. Something you can definitely slip in your pocket. Again, with these tools, I would probably, they do come with a case. I want to show you that case really quickly. But I would probably just slip them in a separate pocket. You can put these tools into this case here. I'll do it really quickly. Pop this stuff in here and slide it in there, and there you go. So you got all these inside, and you can carry your tool in there, or you can just carry it on your belt. Either way, I like the fact that it comes with a case, but I'd probably just carry this on my belt 99% of the time and be good. So that is the next tool, Black Knight. Very, very handy, portable, everyday kind of carry type multi-tool. If you work in, say, you know, an area where you're going to be constantly pulling it out and using it, I would choose this one. The other one is a little bit bigger, had a little more features. So let's check out the Nextool Sailor Pro. All right, now we've got the Nextool Sailor Pro here. This is it's done up in blue. I hope you can tell that on camera. Sometimes colors are kind of tricky. Now, the blue threw me off because I've had a lot of colored multi-tools. You know, they're in different happy colors or whatever, but they've never been good ones. And I saw the blue and I was like, I don't know. You know, it kind of looks more like a toy than a multi-tool. But as you can tell, this is the box here. We got 14 tools on it. As you can tell, it's a serious tool. And nice heavy weight, well made. You got all your tools in there. This is a little bit more affordable even, if you notice here. And it has locks on it too, which I really like. Everything on each side, you push this down. I'm showing you like that, but of course I do it like that, to unlock all the tools inside. This also comes with all your bits and your adapter. But the cool thing about this one is that it has its own screwdriver, and it's a full-size one. And you kind of have to pull everything out here, so I'm going to pull it out for you and let's take a look at everything. It is a full-size Phillips head. So if you don't want to go and, say, dig through these and put it on, I'll show you the other piece in a second. You have that full-size Phillips head right there ready to use. So let me open everything up for you really quickly here, at least the inside, and show you. Now these are interchangeable. You can change these out, the cutters. They just tap out from the other side. And they are really, really nice. You know, you get a really nice firm grip. If you look at the tip on these, very evenly matched up. You know, nothing's crooked, nothing's bent out of shape. One side here, one side there. It's all nice, smooth, well made. There's a little bit of oil on there. I haven't used this one as much yet, so I've been testing the other one out more. But I gotta say, definitely a handy, heavy-duty tool. The tools are stainless steel on this side, so you won't have to worry about any kind of corrosion or anything like that. And over here, you have all your tools on this side. So what we're going to do is open this up, and I'm going to give you a look at it in a second. But I want to let you know about all the tools that are on there. You've got the scissors, pliers on one handle, okay? Knife is super sharp for easy use. You don't have to struggle with it. It came sharp right out of the box. This one I did test the knife on first. Pliers, knives, screw, bottle opener, can opener, and a very convenient tool like the other, that little knot untire. And we'll show you that in a second. If you've ever gotten a knot in your paracord or your tie outs for your tent, you know, your guy lines, or even worse, a wire antenna, you'll really appreciate that. So let's open up all the tools here. I'll give you a look at what's inside and how it works. All right, so you see it open up on the counter here. It's kind of a more traditional looking, what I like about it, it's more traditional looking, like a Swiss Army knife, you know? There's a little bit of a more traditional look on it, okay? This one runs you about $29.99, so it is a little bit more affordable than the other, but the other one was only $30.99. The material on this is made from 420J2, high hardness, very good toughness, anti-corrosion, and lots of wear resistance. I gotta say, again, this tool here that I've been using doesn't look like I've been using the heck out of it. It has very good wear resistance. After carrying it for a couple months, I don't have all scratches and everything worn off, and it actually holds up, so I like that about them. Except for the spring locking system on the pliers, which is nice because you got that little spring on it, the handle has a blocking force, which are these here. So once things open, they stay open and they're stable. Okay? You do have full-size pliers. That's the main function of it, of course. You have your cutter, your knife, okay? You do have scissors now. Remember I said I hate tiny scissors. These do have the small scissors. The difference is they work, and we will test them out. They're not like ones that you're using the scissors and stuff is just going sideways and everything. They actually work very, very well. You also have your screwdriver, which will also be the head for your tool here and any of these bits. If you see that, it's in that square kind of shape, so it is full size, but you'll be fitting your bits on that to do any kind of use of this here. The other side is custom made. This side will fit your screws, your bits, and the other side will fit right on here, and it will work perfectly for that. So I like the ease of use on this. You can open everything with it closed. You know, with the tool itself closed, you can get to any tool you want. I do like the locking on it. That means that things aren't going to fall apart or fall back inside. It'll lock up positively. It's a really good feeling to it. So let's test out those scissors and see how well they work, because I want to show them to you. That's one thing I did test on this, because I was like, oh no, small scissors. But I wanted to make sure they work, so let's check them out. All right, so we're going to cut up the user manual. I know, shame on me. Get on there. They actually cut. That is so convenient and nice. Now again, with these, if cutting is something you do in your job regularly, which one would I choose? Well, obviously I choose the Black Knight over this one because it's got bigger scissors. Or even the Flagship Pro. But if you're just doing small little bits of cutting, maybe small wire, a little bit of cable here and there, these are perfectly fine. And they work very, very well. As you can tell, they actually cut. They're actually sharp. Let's test out the knife and see how sharp that is out of the box. And I'll bring you right back. All right, there's your knife edge. It does feel very sharp. And it is really sharp. I think it's just razor thin pieces of wood off here. Definitely going to do the job for you. No problem with that at all. Let's see it on paper. Again, this may not work perfectly, but there you go. Yep. Sharp enough to still cut very, very thin slices. So definitely a good knife on it. I'm impressed with that so far. So let me give you some final details on this system here. And I'll give you links for both, where you can pick both up at the current time. All right, so a little bit more information on this particular tool here. The pliers are made from high carbon 20CR13 stainless steel. They have a very high hardness and durability rating. I believe they said it's more than 51 CR on the thing. So you got 5 functions on those pliers alone. Needle nose pliers, regular pliers, wire cutters. You can deal with clamping, twisting, cutting, screwing, tons of other tasks. The knife, as we saw, very, very sharp. 420 J2 steel. Again, high hardness on it. Not untying tool is a big plus. I like that. It's just a little tiny pick there, but man, it can get you out of a whole lot of jams, because I especially stink at untying knots. I will hand it to other people and go, here, just deal with it. So if I'm alone, I don't have that option, so that's handy to have. The item weight, 12.4 ounces. Product dimensions, 4.7 inches by 2.6 inches by 1.8 inches thick. So definitely a cool little item. I definitely like both of these tools so far. I'm really, really impressed with them. I think they're very, very handy. And as a prepper, I think you should definitely look into getting yourself a multi-tool. Now, these multi-tools are a little bit more affordable. I know everybody wants you to go out and buy a Leatherman, but for the price on these, if you lose it, it's not a big deal. And if you're on a budget and you can't spend $70 to $120 on a multi-tool, these are definitely a viable option. You know, in the $30 range. Definitely cool. I believe this one was the same range too if you're interested in picking up the Flagship Pro. You can click any one of these links and they'll find it on there for you. But I definitely like the fact that these come with little cases in case you want to wear this on your belt. In a work environment, you know, where I might be taking this out once or twice a day, I'd probably wear it on my belt. Out in the woods, I would probably just clip this in my pocket. Now, if you notice something, this does not have a pocket clip. So you would have to use your thing or just stick that in the pocket. So I'm definitely impressed with them. They have, you know, pluses and minuses for each tool, but all in all, pretty darn well-rounded kits and very, very affordable. Like I said, this one's going to run you $29.99. This one's going to be $30.99, so $31 and $30. Really not that bad of a difference between the two of them. And I will put both links down below for the Black Knight and the Sailor Pro. The Sailor Pro is the one in blue here. And I will put links down below so you can check them out. Don't forget to check out all our links down below on our Amazon affiliate store. While you're there, if you're checking these out, you can see the other products I've reviewed in there. We also have our freeze-dried wholesalers link. If you click the link on this underneath here, underneath the description, you're going to save 15%. I want you folks to remember that because a lot of people, from what I've heard from the traffic coming from him, are watching my video and not checking the description down below. So please check the description down below and click the link. That gives you 15% off. You don't have to hassle with any of that stuff. You're just going to get your discount right away, and that's pretty cool. So we also have our My Patriot Supply link down below there. Awesome set and forget type kits that you're going to have this month. Really good stuff. Prepare with Iridium.com. Prepare with Iridium.com. You will have all the food you could possibly need for any amount of time. You can buy kits for 4 months, 3 weeks, whatever. That's right there, preparewithiridium.com. And our Thrive Life freeze-dried food store. I have a video coming up with Thrive Life stuff that we're going to be cooking, so I want you to check that out too. If you need some very high quality, high in nutrition, freeze-dried food. Anyway, folks, I thank you for watching. Don't forget to check out these links down below. And stay safe and stay prepared.